couple of other things I learned in my business is one, you never drink with radio reps. Those guys who professionally entertain. The other thing I learned until it was not too late is you don't drink with sportswriters unless you have a pickled liver or understand the pain the next day. Matt, TJ, Gregorian, there are a number of them that could literally close down every place and then open their own. And I remember one occasion that is my memory of Matt and TJ. I can't remember who else was there because I'm in the beginning stages of either vodka-heimers or part-timers. I can't remember it all, but we were at Bobby's in Vero Beach, and the mandate for the evening was to drink all liquors whose names we could not pronounce. So that included a lot of things which later became, I find interesting, became hip, like Jägermeister and Fernet Branca and Tuaca and stuff that nobody back then would drink, and we did, lining them up along the bar. I know two words we're going to hear a lot today: wry smile, and Matt certainly had that. And I will never forget his visage, I'll never forget his kindness, and I will also never forget his wry smile. Thank you.
Eric referred to TJ, Terry Johnson. No, not any imposters who have come along in the meantime. I'm going to see if I can bring up Sal Trombetta, who is one of Matt's oldest and dearest friends from back home in Norwalk, Connecticut. And we're so happy to have him out here. A lot of us California friends of Matt never really met the East Coast friends, and you know, more about the final gift of Matt is to bring a lot of us together. Sal?
Well, I came out here to pretty much represent all of Matt's friends back in Connecticut. Even though I do go way back with Matt, we went to first grade together, and we lived out here for a couple of years. In fact, we stopped by the house on the way here today. This is where Matt used to take the bus from North Hollywood to Pasadena, Star News, where he was basically working for free. He did that just because that's how much he wanted to get into this business. You know, Matt was not only someone who was very close to me. I mean, he was not only my best man at my wedding, but I considered him certainly my best friend. And I was a pretty lucky guy to have been able to experience a lot of those things with Matt. I mean, we started together on Little League fields just like this. I think most people, though, would agree with me that Matt pretty much put everybody else before himself, and I think probably to a fault. I think there's only one time where I really saw him take something for himself, and it was about 5 blocks from here, where Matt and I were at a Mexican restaurant, and we had been done eating our quesadillas, and there was a younger couple next to us. They looked like they were pretty much finished too, and we were just talking, and Matt sat back and he looked at the guy at the table and said to him, "Are you done with those fries?" Pretty embarrassing for me sitting at the table, but that was kind of how Matt was, and other than that, he really did everything for everybody else.
He learned that from Lasorda.
Yeah. Well, he never got paid for it, but anyways, the last thing I just want to say is I spoke to Matt's brother, his only other sibling who lives out in Cincinnati, who couldn't make it today, and he asked me to just say one thing, and he did this at the funeral, and I thought I would pass this along just because to give maybe you a little bit of a flair as to what went on at the funeral. But Matt's brother, after he spoke and sang a song, because he was a musician himself, Matt came from a very artsy family. His mother was a very good artist, his father in the advertising industry. But Matt's brother said one thing I thought was kind of nice, and I thought I'd do it here today. When he was done talking, he said, when I leave here, I'd like to have everyone have a round of applause for Matt for a game well played. So if you could join me, I'd appreciate it. Thanks, Sal. It's great to see Dodger people, former Dodger people, with the Dodger people who I think Matt most appreciated, the people who were a little bit like a family to him in old Vero Beach days and Dodger Stadium press box days.
So many different walks of Matt's life are represented here. Who would like to, very good. Richard Perkins. Worked with Matt at the Daily News.
Hi, I'm not a very good public speaker, so I'm probably going to fumble through this, but we're all here to remember Matt, and I think that's a great thing, to remember who the man was. I think it's even more important that we remember who he is. As I look around and see all the people that he helped, touched, the people whose hearts he touched, and, for every laugh and little piece of time he gave you, that's something that you keep with you forever. So let's remember who he is and not just who he was. Thank you.
Somebody else that a lot of us heard a lot about, but at least myself am only just meeting, Matt's friend Vince Lopez.
Well, I'm honored to be here today because I've known Matt and Sal going back for over 20 years. I used to play on the men's baseball team on Sundays because I played in college, so I thought, we'll continue this. And one day, Sal and Matt walked up to us, baseball diamond at Griffith Park, and said, "Hey, do you need a couple of players for your team?" And so Matt and Sal joined the team, and they played until Matt got more into the sports writing and the things and couldn't play on Sundays. But so I was on the news writing, press side of things with him, and so I've known him for a long time. And he was always very kind to me, and he was always asked concerned how I was and how things were going. And I just wanted to say that for Matt, on the night that he went home to Connecticut, I drove him to the airport, and along with my friend Jim there, who managed us in that Sunday baseball team. And he was, like everyone says, he was concerned about us, and he said, "Hey, I want to take you to Jerry's Deli before I go home, because we like to go there. I want to get some chicken soup and all of that." So there we were, Jerry's Deli, Lakers playing the Nuggets in the playoffs, and we took him to we ate out there by Jerry's in the marina, and then we took him to the airport. And I'm sorry that's the last time I saw him, but even the last time I saw him, he was just concerned about that we said our goodbyes, and that that we were fed, and he'd taken care of us. And so that's the way I'll always remember Matt. And thought of everyone else. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to be here today and celebrate this with you. Thank you.
Food and drink for this 10 o'clock event have finally been set up. We've been we've been on Matt time. Donna, come on up. He always made deadline, though.
My name is Donna McLeod, and my husband is Richard McLeod. And I want to thank everyone for putting this together. This is such a tribute to Matt, and I don't have to tell you what a great guy he is. My husband's Richard McLeod. He is in New York right now, probably at the Angels-Yankee game with some other friends of his. And funny enough, Matt was going to meet them at the game today because he had gone back home, a month or so ago. So we thought it was fitting that my husband be there remembering Matt at the Yankees and Angel game, and that I come here to remember Matt with all of you. We are part of the Sal Trombetta, Vince Lopez, and Jimmy Warren group of friends. They all met on playing baseball on the baseball team. And Matt lived with us for about a year. He's lived with Vince, and he lived with Jimmy for a very long time at different times. And so we all know what a fantastic man he is, what a good friend he is, and just always in my heart. And I will say about Matt that no one could enjoy a meal more than him. So again, I thank you so much.